Welcome back to Market on Close. Let's find some volatility in this market today. Nat Gas has plenty of it, down 4.5%. Scott Bauer, the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy, is here to talk some commodities with us. So, Scott, I see two articles headlined on Nat Gas today, and none of them look very bullish. One's about warm weather, and the other is about supply glut.
Well, it's pretty ugly, and as you have labeled this, Oliver, this is the widowmaker, right? And we've also talked numerous times how this is the ultimate momentum trade, both when it was going on the upside, which doesn't seem so long ago when it was trading 260 to 270, and now, you know, after it broke below massive support around 220 and now sub $2. But you're right. Warmer weather ahead, massive stockpiles. Two really, really bearish things here.
So when we talk Nat Gas, Scott, earlier this, or rather I should say we're in 2020 now. Last year we had this a pretty interesting bid that came in, and now in obviously hindsight 2020 is looking pretty short-lived. I knew you were reticent to get on board with that throughout the conversation. So I don't know if you were shorting it as well, but not piling onto the upside was an important lesson here, because this thing just, I mean, it broke down big on the chart.
Unbelievable. Now, I will, you know, in all fairness, all honesty here, I did dabble a little bit around that 220 level when it got down there, which was support, and I got out. I took my lumps, I got out. But what's really interesting here, I did a little, you know, digging in here, and this seems to be a massive, massive short by managed funds, by hedge funds that are out there. In fact, it was just reported, Oliver, that as of last week, the open interest in natty gas futures and options on the short side is almost three times as large as it is on the long side from managed funds. So there's just still a massive bet out there. Now, earlier today, for those that were watching, this thing did trade down to 183 and pop back up almost 10%. And the thought out there, it was maybe one of these hedge funds that had been riding the shorts and was just covering a little bit to the upside.
All right, I like it. All right, it's down 4.5%. Looking at a serious new low on the chart. So maybe we've got an important lesson here too for how all the production and supply issue, because a lot of these nat gas drillers overlap with also being shale and oil drillers as well, obviously.
Sure do.
So it kind of makes me wonder what supply issues may be on the way, given the one narrative here about the supply issue. Crude is pretty quiet today, though, Scott. Any thoughts on what's going on with WTI?
Yeah, it's pretty quiet, but you know, you dig a little deeper here, and there's all these reports about shale production still ramping up and getting to all-time record highs. And you know, in the near term, unless there's some sort of geopolitical event, some sort of risk event here, I don't see how we rally at all in crude.
Yeah. All right, and I'm curious now, you know, if nat gas is getting slammed, how that plays out for those explorers who do overlap. Do they want to, are they even, you know, now attempted to produce even more crude to try and offset? One of the other commodities I want to get your take on, let's talk some copper real quick, because it's been in a nice uptrend, breaking out, and then some slowness here today.
Yeah, you know what? It's down a couple percent today. Probably a little bit of profit taking. Could be, you know, just some headlines about coming out of China, coming out of other parts of the world that the economy maybe isn't ramping up as quickly, you know, slowing down a little bit here. So, you know, I think it looks more like it's just a little bit of profit taking than anything else.
Yeah. All right. Crude oil, as we see here, a little change, but copper down 1.9%. So lowest we've seen in 5 days. All right, Scott, we got to run. We'll keep in touch, sir. As always, down at the CME, Scott Bauer.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Scott's the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy.